Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to talk about how to find the friendly, when you're struggling in your job search. You know, when you're not having a good time doing your job search, finding pockets of friendly and familiarity where you're welcomed it really can turn your attitude around and inspire you to make that next reach out more enthusiastically. So I think it's really important to know where you can find, positive, friendly, familiar pockets in your job search. So this way, when you approach individuals, it's, increases your likelihood of getting a reply, which can, I think positive begets positive. If you get positive feedback from somebody, it inspires you to reach out to the next person, and frankly it even strengthens you. Even if you end up not hearing a reply, you'll just keep going because you're fueled from the last positive response. So where do you find the friendly in your job search? So I want to share with you a success story that we recently had, and we have a number of these that find success using the coaching and the formula that we put forth, the meta job landing formula that we put forth with our clients. But I'm going to share with you a recent success story that made us all so happy, and I want to share that with you. So we had a recent client who just landed a job. I'm not going to identify him, obviously. I'm going to call him Mike just for the sake of the story. And Mike had not been working the last 5 years because of various personal reasons, caring for a sick family member, tending to an illness of his own, and he was a IT executive who just needed to take time off, years off, the last 5 years off for various personal reasons. And thankfully he is healthy and had the issues with regards to his family get resolved, and he was excited to get back into the workforce. But he had the daunting obstacle in front of him of not being gainfully employed through paid employment over the last 5 years. He was certainly working hard, but not in a traditional paid employer capacity. So what to do, right? And he came to us originally because he was struggling, because he was applying to job boards and he wasn't getting anywhere with it. And in hiring us, we said to him, if you're going to apply to job boards, you're not going to get any success, even with a brand new resume from us, because the job boards, the ATS systems that are programmed by computers, they're not entities that are programmed by recruiters, not, they're not like rogue computer filters that get no input from humans. But the systems are looking for people who work at competitors, who have prior titles that are in alignment with maybe somebody who's going to be promoted into the next job. So if you're someone who hasn't worked in the last few years, you don't have an employer name, a competing employer name to get picked from in a search, right? Or you don't have the appropriate job title to get picked up in a search. So when you are doing a career transfer, or in Mike's case, when you're not currently working and you don't have those keywords naturally in your document, you're not going to get picked up in a search. It's just very hard to get picked up in a search when you're surrounded by resumes that have all the keywords naturally in their document, because they're working at a competitor, possibly even in a job with the right title, so to speak. So anyway, we encouraged him to go back to his prior employers, so at least 5 years ago, and further back, and start reaching out to people that maybe he hasn't talked to in 4, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe longer, but just rekindle the relationships, rekindle the conversations. And not everyone's going to be receptive to it, but a lot of people are, and go and then respond to where it's friendly, right? So this is the message, and this is what Mike did. He went back to like so many prior coworkers and just reintroduced and said, hey, what are you up to? And hey, let's chat. We haven't chatted in a while. He didn't lead with I need a job. He simply just rekindled the conversations. And, it definitely wasn't a walk in the park for him to do this type of search on top of, the year that we've had. But he did it. He landed a job with a prior coworker. So, go where it's friendly. Even if you haven't talked to people in a while, go back to where it's friendly. Go back, you have a common experience in the form of that prior employer, or the fact that you went to school together, or the fact that you were in a training program together, or, that you had kids together on a soccer team, even though maybe you haven't talked to each other in 5 years because your kids are both in college, or anything that you have in common with somebody over the course of the last 15, 20, 30 years of your life. Start going back to where it's familiar. And again, just rekindle and go where you get responses. Don't worry about those that don't respond to you. Focus on the ones that do. And if you do a certain amount of those every day, 10, 15 of them a day, if you get 3 people who respond back to you, you're having a great day. So that, go where it's friendly. That's really the message for me to you today, for when you are feeling down, you feel like you're not getting responses. Maybe you're too, wrapped up in the job boards and applying to companies blindly or reaching out to people blindly. And I'm telling you, if you go to where it's friendly, go where it used to be friendly, and it probably still is if you just rekindle it, you're going to get some traction. And I want to hear your success stories. So, and if you want to learn what to say, how to, put this into a process, and have some guidance in a DIY capacity, if you go down into the description, I have our job landing bundle for sale, our DIY material, so it's affordable. And this way you can get some guidance on, what to say in reaching out, and how to follow up, and just having a process to it all. So again, you can go into the description and you'll see that, and you can grab your copy there. So I hope this has helped you. And if you feel that it has, let me know. Give me a comment below or send me an email at lr@chameleonresumes.com. If you feel this information will help someone else who's maybe a little down in their dumps on their search, feel free to share this video with someone, and hopefully we can together then pick them up and get them back into being inspired to make some more outreaches for their search. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do, so you don't miss next week's video. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take good care.